What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of Off the Bench. Of course, I'm DeMarcus.
And I'm Ty.
What's up, Ty, man? I haven't seen you in a little bit, man. We took a little break, getting everything right. How's your week been?
It's been good. Busy.
Yeah.
Rainy.
Yeah. I know you were telling me earlier at church today that you got some homework you're trying to catch up on.
Yeah, man, I got one more class and then I graduate with my bachelor's in supply chain management. So
that's what I'm talking about. That's round of applause for that.
It.
So that's a big deal. I know you did. You said that you don't think you're gonna do the master's part though. Huh? You gonna do? So you done with school, huh? So you tired of school? It's like, nah, bro. Like I felt the same when I got my bachelor's. I was like, yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
I've been doing this 24 years. I'm good. I think I can start living life a little bit. So all right, man, we're gonna get right into it. We got a ton of topics, man. I think everybody watching today, y'all gonna be happy with what we got. So let's just get right into it. So the first one I got on the agenda today, man, best logo in the NBA.
So
which one you like?
I like Milwaukee's with the Bucks.
Okay.
And if you notice around the neck area, it's an M.
Yeah. For Milwaukee.
I thought that was pretty cool. Phoenix used to have the good one with the old logo when Charles Barkley was playing. Yeah. And I think around the 2000s, they had the court that said Suns. Mm-hmm. And if you look at it from both ways,
it spells Suns. Yeah, either way.
I thought that was pretty cool. Old San Antonio Spurs. Yeah,
that's what I was going to with the old Spur. Yeah, so I think our logo was fire. Yeah. Of course, you can't go wrong with the Chicago Bull logo. It's kind of like that iconic, imprint on the NBA.
It's still, have they updated it since MJ?
No, it's still. I don't think I want to say. I think they might have tweaked the color a little bit. It's a little bit more red than it was a lot darker back then. But it's not. Yeah, it's definitely not. Anything special about it now.
I love when the Grizzlies go back to that Vancouver throwbacks and stuff like that, though.
Yes, so, I like that too as well.
That's pretty cool. Old Cleveland with the nets and the ball, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
but can't get rid of those old '90s.
Yeah, I think the logos, they're good now, but I would have to say if I had to pick a best logo right now, I would go with the Milwaukee Bucks too. Yeah, Kyle, I just like how, like you say, how it looks, the detail with it, and then of course the kind of fierce look that it has. Yeah, I like that more because, like I say, everybody else is kind of like the Lakers. It just says Lakers. Yeah, Clippers.
I almost want to be biased, but
Man, you better not say nothing about no Dallas because y'all did the Mavs. Now I will give you y'all back in the day with it said Dallas with the cowboy hat.
Oh yeah,
I did like that.
It was green.
Yeah, it was like green, blue, and white or something like that. Yeah. I like that logo, but this one y'all got now just says Mavs. Like, nah, bro, that ain't hitting on nothing. So we're not gonna do no biasness today. All right, let's move into the next one. So this year in the NBA, man, it's been a lot of 50-point games. Mm-hmm. Okay, you had Donovan Mitchell with his 71. Mm-hmm. Tatum has scored 50. Curry, LeBron. So just to kind of bring that all to a head, would you say that in today's NBA that 50 is the new 30?
I pretty much would think so.
Yeah.
And right now, I think Luka's the lead scorer at 34.9.
Here you go with Luka again, man.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he's the lead scorer with 35 points.
He is.
Which is crazy nowadays. Yeah. One person can average 35 points a game. Yeah. Well, around that.
Yeah,
That's what you said he averaged. And, what does that stand for defense now?
There is none, because I was just going to get into that. Yeah. So what do you think the cause? So my thought process of the cause of this new 50 being like the new 30 is that, like I said, the way they allow them to play defense. They don't really allow them to play defense. And they want high-scoring games.
Oh, yeah. Everything wants to be offense now. Yeah. Football, baseball, basketball. Yep. So every sport wants offense. Everything revolves around scoring now than they do about defense and physical defense and stuff like that.
And trying to keep teams local. Like I said, I think now if the NBA was like 80, 90 points being scored, people will watch it. Yeah. So that's another thing. The youth of the NBA and what they like to see a lot of scoring. Yeah. They love to see 150 to 137. Yeah. Looks like an all-star game scored every game. But it's I mean, like I was watching one game where it's like literally scored almost 160 points in 4 quarters. Which
it was Spurs and Golden State.
Yeah, exactly.
And they went back to the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
That's
like
ridiculous.
those type, which I love. Like if anybody has seen any pictures of that, man, that was like a grand stage, and to have all those people in that one arena, that was beautiful. But yeah, I just think with the way the defenses have to play, they can't touch nobody. They can't be physical. They got this what they call it, the take foul.
Yeah,
that's a tech. They, so they don't allow you to do anything to stop offense.
Yeah,
everything's predicated towards offense.
I mean, they don't run zones or nothing no more.
No,
you'll see that in the playoffs.
Every now and then, in the playoffs, but it's not
scheme against defense.
Yeah,
it's not a thing anymore.
Exactly.
Everybody can get their shots off, and it's a lot of threes made too now.
Yeah,
how many teams?
Oh man, you talking. You got one player shoot 15 threes.
Yeah.
Versus back in the day, there was, maybe between 4 or 5 guys putting up 15 threes.
Yeah.
But now you have, like, say, Steph Curry, he'll put 15 up in one quarter.
Easy.
Dame Lillard put up, 18 in the game. You know what I'm saying? So, and they shoot a high percentage too.
I mean, if teams shooting 30% from the 3-point line, that's a good game.
Yeah.
So
because you got, like, you got 7-foot 3-point shooters, and you got the guard shooting. So, but yeah, I just thought it's just crazy, man, that 50 points is like, it's so easy.
It's really
in the
easy.
NBA now. It's like, and you even know it, like, against certain matchups, like, he gonna get 50.
Yeah.
And like everybody in the arena knows, and they want to see 50, and like everybody kind of goes towards that one person.
Going back to the Donovan Mitchell, we kind of didn't talk about it, but him in his 70 points.
Yeah, the third all time.
11 rebounds. They said that's the most points and assisted points probably since, I think, Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game. Yeah, because I think he was.
Because Wilt Chamberlain he had like 35 rebounds that game too.
Yeah. He scored or assisted on 99 points.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
because he also I also saw too. He almost had a triple double.
Yeah,
because I think he had like 7 or 8 assists. Yeah, on top of that. Mm-hmm. So like you say, and then I think he only missed like 1 free throw.
Okay, I have another question. Okay. If somebody get 50 or plus in the overtime, should that count?
And somebody got over 50 points in overtime?
Yeah. So like,
were they going into overtime? They went to 50?
No, they get the 50 in overtime.
Nah, they don't count because that's a whole nother quarter.
Okay,
you get a whole nother quarter, so
you don't respect it.
Nah, you got a whole nother quarter. Now, if you're doing it in 4 quarters, like you say, because in that case, then if it counts, then if he went to overtime, he'd got almost 100 points.
Yeah.
And then would you say, oh, his game?
I think that game did go into overtime.
Nah, I think it was just 4 quarters.
Sure.
That's what I think.
It's in overtime. I think it went to overtime.
So, but yeah. So now that okay, you got Kobe 81, Wilt 100. Of course, we didn't see that. So
yeah,
I mean, but still, there's evidence to the extent. And then you got his 71-point game. Where do you rank him?
Don't forget about David Robinson. I think he had 72.
Yeah. So where would you rank Donovan Mitchell's 71-point game? Third all time?
Yeah. Well, not. Out of those 3 you listed, third.
Okay, so you got Kobe. Where you got Kobe at?
Second.
You got second. You got Wilt.
Okay. First, yeah. I mean, even though I didn't see it 100 points, it's still 100 points.
But when you start looking at what Wilt was doing back then, man, you like
it wasn't unfair.
It was I mean, I was watching highlights on Wilt Chamberlain because I was like, man, it's just crazy to know how he was scoring. Like, man, you thought Tim Duncan glass shot was on point. Yeah. Wilt Chamberlain didn't miss glass shots. Yeah. He didn't miss glass shot, and then like he had this one signature move where he would bump him and he would be laying the ball up on the same side at the same time while he bumping him. Yeah. So you just can't do nothing when he's 7'1". Yeah.
And what's crazy too, you gotta think no 3-point shots.
No 3 at all.
Couldn't dunk back then, really.
Yeah. If he did dunk, it was like he just kind of put it in. It wasn't him like trying to tear the rim down.
Yeah. So you just sitting there watching somebody do 100 points of layups.
layup, finger rolls, and glass shots.
How do you cheer for that?
It's like you ain't. I mean, like
there's another layup.
Yeah, exactly, dude. What a big surprise.
Yeah.
All right, so let's transition to the All-Star ballot. What did you think what do you think of the All-Star ballot this year? Like as for options.
I think I actually just seen an updated one. I think this morning or last night. Why is Golden State and Andrew Wiggins in like the top 5 for forwards? He finna sneak in and get in there again. He started last year.
Bro.
And he's finna sneak in and get
Anthony
in there.
Davis.
Anthony Davis was high before.
Man, whatever.
You're not buying it?
I'm not buying it. Whatever, man. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. Cause
I know Giannis took over first place over KD. Thank God, because I don't want to see KD pick another team he's not going to play on again. Me and my homeboy from Microwave Culture, shout out Microwave Culture. He always seems to get hurt around this time.
Yeah, he do.
This is like the third season in a row he got hurt around All-Star game.
Yep.
I don't think he played in an All-Star game probably since Golden State.
Yeah, that's true. Because like I said, that's the most healthy he's been with Golden State. Yeah. But I say, I'm with you. I rather somebody else pick a team versus KD and LeBron every single year.
Yeah.
I think Giannis, the 1 year he did pick, he kind of picked like a big squad.
Yeah.
So I want to see if this year, if he stays in second place, I want to see how he picks his team this year.
I mean, they might as well just do away from the East and West and just do total fan votes.
Yeah, I think
you're not doing East and West anymore. Anyway,
I agree with that. I don't think they should break it up like they've been doing.
Yeah,
I like the whole pickup style where you pick them.
I love that. Yeah.
But I think, like you said, I think they just need to base off of this. Hey, this is a pool of everybody. There's no East, no West. It's just the NBA All-Star game. Yeah, kind of like what the NFL doing. They're getting away from the Pro Bowl game. They got the flag football game, and then you don't like that?
I don't like the flag football game.
Why not?
I go to the rec league and watch flag football.
But it's not like it's just a bunch of nobodies out there. Like it's gonna be some guys you
want to see Jason Kelsey run with flags down the field. Like nobody want to see that.
But then did you like the Pro Bowl game?
Not really. But exactly. I don't want to see flag football.
But it's more. You got that actual games they're gonna be running and all that too. I mean,
I like the skills challenge and all that stuff that they're doing, but I don't want to see no flag football.
Okay, so
I'm good on flag football.
All right, man. I just know this flag football is huge right now. So if the NFL gonna join in on that and they bring the right people with it, that's gonna be better than the actual Pro Bowl game.
I'm good.
Okay. Well, like I said, I think with the All-Star game for the NBA, they just need to make an NBA All-Star.
Yeah.
Not an East-West thing.
Yeah. And I would love to see Steph versus LeBron pick.
Exactly. And then you kind of, and then that way you can. And I think we talked about this. I don't know if this is before we started the podcast or since we started the podcast. I think like with the playoffs too, they need to get to a point where it's like it's just all intertwined too. So you can see some matchups like that.
Yeah.
Because you'll see, the West, you'll see KD play LeBron in the first round now because they're on different conferences.
I think they said logistics wise
it would be too difficult.
Too heavy. Yeah, too heavy.
Like,
on logistics.
Are they talking about like just travel wise?
Okay. Yeah, because you got to fly from Brooklyn to LA, back to Brooklyn, back to LA.
So you cross country.
Yeah,
and it's just more fuel and okay, I got you. And more likelihood of something to go wrong because of how far you travel.
Yeah, because you do 2-2-1-1-1. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, what's the difference? Like if you
2-2-3.
Yeah, or like how now, like you got Toronto. They got to go from Toronto to let's say New York or Toronto.
It's not that far.
Toronto to Miami.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the difference in that?
Yeah,
I feel like it's the same type of thing. But I mean, they're the only team having to experience that. Mm-hmm. But I think they get it done with the playoffs, no problem.
Yeah.
So I think they need to look into that. All right, so let's go stay in the ABA. Coach of the Year candidate. Who would you put up there for Coach of the Year right now, based off of what you're seeing?
Coach of the Year. I would go with Denver coach, Memphis coach.
Okay.
Could go with Pelicans coach.
Okay.
Those would be my 3 picks.
Those are 3 picks.
Yeah.
So I had a few, just like you. I had a few coaches in mind. I had Pelicans. I had Memphis. I had Denver. I had OKC. With
the playoff race.
What he doing over there, because they're in a playoff spot right now.
Yeah.
And plus, like I said, with all that used, like what he's getting out of them. So that was my one. And then Sacramento Kings.
Oh yeah, Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. I like what Mike Brown do. I love the beam.
They have a good squad.
I love the beam when they turn it on, whether they're at home or away. Everybody cheering, turn on the beam. Like so like I like what they doing, because I remember like say growing up watching Mike Bibby and then Chris Webber, and like Sacramento got some real diehard fans, and it's long overdue for them to be good again in the West to as well. Cause I want to say they like 25-18 right now.
Yeah.
So they doing pretty good.
And in the new arena too, so you have to fill out them seats.
Exactly. Yeah,
you got doing good.
Yeah,
bonus.
I mean, like we were talking about this a while back. Indiana and Sacramento both won in that trade.
Yeah, they definitely did.
For what they got, because they got better players from both sides, and both of them are playoff teams from it. Yeah. So I think they did good. So now inflated scoring in the league right now. What do you think? Like, where do you see this going? Like, do you see it getting to a point where, like, we're going to be seeing more of these 60, 70-point games on, like, a regular?
Yes.
You think so?
I think more often we're gonna see that. Kyrie had 48 last night or night before.
Yeah, against Utah. Yep. So he pretty much won the game for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a point where it's pretty much ISO ball and get your shot.
Yeah.
That's what you see now with all the different stars in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be a thing where we see a lot more 60, 70-point games. Jason Tatum had, 60 not too long ago?
Yeah, he did. And he had a 50 bomb as well. But he out with some wrist issues right now. But, I agree with you on that, man. I think right now the NBA, like we were just talking about a few minutes ago, with all the rules and how they have it set up, it's only going to grow. And to the point where I think at some point we're gonna see somebody score 100 points for real, because of, like you say, you look at Donovan Mitchell, how he was on pace to score 100, and he kind of slowed down at the end.
Yeah.
But I think with the way things are, and just the skill level of these players, like you're talking about, that have the ability to get their own shot at any given moment, I can see somebody, at some point getting, because I never thought I'd see Kobe get 81.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then now you look at how the NBA is now, it's totally different than when he got to 81. So I definitely see the inflated, scoring individually wise growing even more.
I want to see 100 points on somebody shooting better than 50% from the field, though.
Okay.
I don't want to see 100 points on somebody shooting like 21%.
Yeah.
Jacking up shots at that point.
Well, I mean, of course, they're going to have to shoot a ton of free throws.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to have to shoot about 30 free throws that game. Yeah. And then, like you said, you got to be efficient from the field, 3-point, and all that too as well. So, you're going to have to shoot, I would say, like you say, 45% or better from the field. And then free throw line, you got to be 95% or higher in order for you to get to 100 points, today's game. So,
do you think it's going to happen in our lifetime?
Yeah, I think so. I think before we old men, we'll see it.
You think somebody on the court now they can do it?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think nobody on the court now can do it?
Not 100. There's some guys that come close. I think Curry come close.
I was gonna say that's the.
I think Curry come close.
I was thinking of.
I think as you can see, Donovan Mitchell came close. I mean,
that was not gonna lie. Donovan Mitchell was surprising.
Yeah. I said
that was totally out of left field.
When he was in Utah, I like, okay, the guy can. He can hoop, no knocking his talent, but I'm like, Donovan Mitchell's not 71-point game person in my opinion. Yeah. And to see him do it just blew me away.
And especially because Cleveland, I was gonna say Utah. Cleveland has a lot of great options. They got Garland.
That's what I'm saying. And Garland had 30 that game.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did this happen?
No defense.
Yeah, exactly. How did that happen? He got 30. So that's 100 points right there just between them two.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I agree with you. So a lot of these guys, they have great counterparts to them. So like how are you able to score those points when other guys gotta eat too as well? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's interesting how that looks, but I definitely think before we're all said and done, we'll have that. Let's talk about your boy Ben Simmons, man, because I know you brought that up to me.
Yeah.
So he is the king of 0 to 1 or 2 points, double doubles. What do you think about that, man? What is the real problem with this man's in the NBA right now?
I think it's I think it's two things. I think it's one, they don't need him to score.
Okay.
I mean, he didn't come to Brooklyn to be a scorer because they wouldn't have let James Harden go if they needed another scorer.
Yeah.
Two, he doesn't attack the rim like he used to because he's scared to shoot free throws.
But my thing is, when I'm glad you said that, because now I'm looking back on it. When did he attack the rim in Philadelphia? Because I don't remember him attacking the rim in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, he attacked the rim because you got to think he had to be the second option in scoring there.
Yeah, he was, but I'm saying I don't remember him attacking the rim like everybody think he should be doing right now.
Like going to the rim, dunking the ball and stuff like that. Yeah, he did that.
But he wasn't doing it to a level where everybody's like, "Where is that now?"
I mean, you got to think too. So that pass where he passed it up.
Yeah, the when he should have dunked on Trae Young.
Yeah, it was attack to the rim. He should have.
Yes, but what I'm saying is everybody's saying exactly what you're talking about he should be attacking the rim more like he did in Philly, and I don't recall him attacking the rim on a regular basis like that.
It wasn't on a regular basis, but he did. He had double doubles with points and
he did, assists, but it was 10, 15 points. It ain't like he.
I mean, that's what you really need from him. That's what he was been doing. He's a ball handler. He's a facilitator.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you don't need him to be Steph Curry out there. You don't need him to be.
Yeah.
Him to be somebody that can give you defense to guard Giannis, Tatum, and Brown. Who else in the East that he needs to guard? Those athletic, long, small forwards. You know, people that can stretch you out. You know, that's what you need him for. But you know, I don't see him being an offensive threat.
No, I mean, and like to watch him play now, man, it's like it's so, you know, disappointing to see like the turn he's made with his game and his career.
I think his confidence is still not.
Yeah, I don't think so too, because like you can't tell me somebody of his size, like you said, with his ability that he do have, because he has ability. Like, how is he not able to get the job done to at least, like I say, like 10 points? I ain't talking about 20, and, you know, 15 and 10. But like, you could at least give us 10 points, 10 rebounds, at least 7-8 assists. Yeah. And shoot from the field efficient, because you ain't doing it but going to the hole getting layups. Like, even that's a struggle for him, making layups. So it's like, I don't know, but it is disappointing to see how he's playing. Yeah. So, all right, let's transition to college basketball. Okay. So Kentucky fans have been getting on Calipari and telling him he need to get out of there. They're not happy with him. And then now, as you can see, there has been a resurgence of energy on the team, and they actually starting to win some games. Do you think Kentucky fans, I know you're not big on college basketball like that, but would you say that Kentucky fans are being too hard on Cal?
When you're used to winning, it's kind of hard to accept you not winning anymore and losing. I mean, Calipari brought them 1-2 championships in Kentucky, and he's supposed to be the guy that basically resurges this Kentucky team to what they used to be, kind of like the Lakers. You know, same thing that I see. Is it time for him to go, or should the fans be mad? I think they should have some type of level where they feel like they're slighted, because you still paying this man all this money to not even get to the SEC championship.
A lot of money.
Basically, not even to get to the Elite Eight, or you're not even a big program team anymore. But you also got to think, like, all the people he recruits, one and dones. He's still fighting with Duke, North Carolina, and everybody that's giving all these players these NIL deals to stay at home. So he's not recruiting from Alabama, Florida like he used to.
Because there was what's the kid named Richardson that just decommitted from Florida because his NIL deal fell through. So I think that's the other part of this that we're going to start seeing here coming out now. You're going to start seeing kids literally decommit and try to go to another school because the money's not there. For them. And it was like $13 million was on the table.
I didn't know that ballpark number.
It was like it was $13 million that fell through, because he went out and like he was like moving like, I got 13 million coming. And it's like, nah, actually you don't. So then he was like, all right, well, I need to be released so I can try to go find a school that I can, earn some of that money, that I'm missing out on. But that's the other part of it that I think we're gonna start seeing in the next 5 to 6 years. Guys really being extra picky about where they're going, because if the money's not there, they're not going. So I think that's where a lot of teams are gonna struggle. Like the Alabamas, I ain't gonna say they're gonna struggle, but they're not gonna just get everybody.
Yeah, they're not gonna have that deep 5-star.
They're not gonna have 3 5-star running backs. They might have one and like a 3-star running back, but they're not gonna have 3 5-stars that's gonna be there for the next 4 or 5 years.
I mean, because you can basically do your talents wherever you at. Look at Hunter. JSU, now he's going to Colorado.
So all right, so let's move into this. This is for everybody out there watching, this is our viral moment. Like, I wanted to celebrate this because this is big for me and Ty. So if you haven't seen it, we gonna post it, for this video so everybody can go out and watch it. And then I would love to get everybody's comments, because we've had over 700 people writing and talking about this, arguments full-fledged. The 90s ain't this, and this year I can't stand this NBA. So basically what happened, we had a video that we posted where Gilbert Arenas was talking about 90s basketball versus this, this generation basketball. And a lot of it, he talked about Grant Hill, how Grant Hill was the first prototype basketball player that they couldn't even deal with. And he wasn't nothing like what these guys are here. So I want to, tell y'all just a few stats of what we witnessed with this one video being posted. So this video here for us has been played over 897,000 times on Instagram and Facebook. So I want to thank everybody for playing it and watching it, and then shares. We've gotten over 1,700 shares, 4,500 likes, like I said, 700 comments, and 466 favorites added to your favorites. So, and it's actually reached over 54,000 people to actually see the video. So I want to thank everybody for all your continued support. So I just want to take a little minute to celebrate that moment for us. And as we continue on, you know, we're going to definitely post the video even more so people can see exactly what we're talking about. But so let's talk a little bit about the video. So he spoke about Grant Hill versus today's, you know, NBA players. Do you think, I know we've spoken about this before, but
I was about to say that.
We spoke about this before.
You gave me HE double hockey sticks for this.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But let's just specifically talk about Grant Hill versus what we're seeing today.
Yeah.
Do you think, you know, Grant Hill of the, you know, 80s, well, I would say 80s, well, late 80s.
90s.
Late 90s. Well, 90s, yeah. 90s. Yeah, all 90s. So
try to get that man's age.
So Grant Hill of the 90s versus the players of this generation. Do you agree with Gilbert Arenas that if they couldn't handle him then, that now they could never handle what's in front of them now?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Because it's the same thing. Like, look at Zion, 6'7".
Yeah.
Almost 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Jumping where his neck is at the rim.
Yeah. And playing, like saying, playing with so much power.
Yeah.
Playing like Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah. But
just even more athletic, even more quick, agile.
Yeah.
And explosive.
So if you think of somebody like Zion, who do you think back in the 90s, who would he be equivalent to?
Charles Barkley.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Or like Isaiah Ryder. Somebody like that. Somebody with that same physique. Yeah. Or even Karl Malone. Just Karl Malone didn't have all the bounce. Yeah. But like his physique though would match Zion. Yeah, like Sean Kemp. Stuff like that. Yeah. Players like that. But even being 6'7", you know, Charles Barkley was 6'4", I think they said. 6'4",
6'5". They sometimes. I mean, in Phoenix he was 6'5", and he went to Houston. They dropped him to 6'4".
Yeah.
So he lost an inch as he got older. So,
but I think back in the day, they couldn't handle what we see now, and it's only gonna get 10 times crazy. Look at Ja Morant.
Yeah.
Just dunked on a whole 7-footer.
Yeah. It's crazy with his vert, man. Like I say, he got to have every bit of a 50-inch or more vert. Oh yeah, because the way he's able to stretch in the air, and he don't have the longest wingspan or the biggest hands. Yeah. And the way he's able to get up in the air and then just kind of course through his body to be able to still get a dunk off. At that speed too, because he's moving to the rim. Yeah. You know, so his launch pad is ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's just getting further and further. You know, when MJ took off from the line, it was my God.
Oh yeah, now it's like
people taking off from the 3-point line.
It's like yeah, but like I said, now I see somebody dumping the free throw line, like okay, been there, done that.
Yeah, pretty much.
It ain't that exciting to me no more to see it. So I agree with you on that. But I mean, I'm still kind of torn, man, because I really believe in my heart that a lot of guys could transfer from the 90s to today's NBA and then vice versa. But it's like very select players. Like we already know who those select players are, I believe, you know, that could transfer.
Yeah. I mean, also you gotta think of like players like, let me see, like somebody like Tim Duncan. You know, granted he was getting older, but he had to realize like, all right, this league is changing. Oh, okay. So they said it in the doc with the Michael Jordan and
to my
I can't think of the doc right now.
Last Dance.
Yeah. So they talked about how Bird and Magic was sitting down overseas for the Olympics, and it was like, we can't hang with this. Like, this is Jordan. Like, Jordan was changing from the 80s to the 90s.
I got you. And the way he was changing, the way he was his skill set,
doing reverse layups, and dunking over
his skill set was just too much for him.
Yeah, pretty much. And like Gilbert Arenas said in the what's called, you had people dribbling left hand. Like, that was the thing back then. You could dribble the left hand, switch it over to the right. That was like, oh my God. Now you got people behind the back, you know, doing crazy stuff that
snatch dribbles, side step back, yeah.
So now just think if Steph Curry was playing in the 70s, they'd be like, what the world?
But I also think too, a lot of, like I said, the skill difference and the more eliteness that we're seeing. I think too, the game allows for that creativity. Back then they didn't allow for that because of the way the coaching was like, hey man, look, it's one dribble, two dribble. get to a spot. Yeah. And if you ain't got to that spot in those 2 dribbles, pass the ball. Mm-hmm. So I think the styling of the game and the allowing of creative moves and creative layups and all that stuff, I still think there were some guys that probably could do that, but they just never deemed it necessary to do like Jordan did.
I would say like Bob Cousy.
Yeah. But Bob Cousy had he had that pat dribble on point, son.
I mean, but you had like Pistol Pete that was doing stuff like that.
Yeah. And then Magic with the no look passes and stuff like that. Yeah. So the creativity was there. I just don't think on a wide spread over the NBA was like that. Yeah. It's like one person from each team in the NBA had like that type of like when you knew they would do something like that. But now it's like you have 4 or 5 people on one team that can do all that stuff. Yeah. So, all right, so let's go. Let's talk football a little bit. So DeMar Hamlin, he had a situation. Yeah. Basically had a heart attack on the football field, and in honor of that, the Bills came out. Following game, it's like 3 years to that day, which his number was 3, and they they ran a kickoff back when it started the game. So, but the reason why I bring it up, I just want to talk a little bit about the ugly truth of football, and I think a lot of people, kind of forget this, that these guys are putting their lives on the line when they go out there on the football field. Yeah, and I know as a fan of football, you're a fan of football. I want people to remember that there is still a human side to this game where. Yeah. When guys are like rams running into each other, they tackling each other ankles, they hitting each other in the knees, back, neck, all that stuff, that there is a chance for somebody to really sustain an injury like what DeMar, went through, even though I believe there's some stuff going on that they just didn't know about with him when it comes to his heart.
I think it's just a freak accident. Yeah, I think it was just
because it was a normal tackle.
It was,
but one doctor said that it just the way he fell on him, it just tapped his heart. Yeah, the right way. Yeah. To cause the heart attack. Yeah. So and it was just, it's one of those things, like you say, just it's 1 in a billion chance that would happen.
Yeah, I watched the Pivot podcast. Shout out to the Pivot.
Yeah, shout out Pivot.
They had the guy that ran the kickoff from Rutgers that happened years ago. Well, not too long ago, maybe like 10 years ago. And basically hit somebody and hit him the right way. He's paralyzed now. And now he do like motivational speaking and everything like that. Yeah. I'll get his name and put it in the chat. But he had a great interview. He just talked about, it's just pretty much not faith, but it's just, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You don't expect it. He said he visualize the tackle. All coaches. Visualize the tackle.
Usually,
come in. You're gonna hit him with the shoulder.
Yeah.
Something happened. He hit him with the crown of his helmet and paralyzed him.
So because he's paralyzed from neck down, right?
Neck down. Okay. Yeah, and they said he'll never walk again. Of course, never talk and everything else. And he's just like to this day, he's still, gradually seeing stuff happen where they said that he would never do or never have happen again. Yeah, and like I said, it's just one small going to the left or going to the right that can end your career or end your life. And it's the same thing with life.
Yeah.
What if you was at the gas station when it got shot up and you left 3 seconds before? Stuff like that.
Yeah. It's just one of those anomalies that just happen in life. So that's why, if I say it's an ugly truth that there is potential of, like you say, being paralyzed, potential death, or just life altering issues later on down the road from football. But like I said, that's just anything in life. And I just
any sport, not just football.
And I'm glad to see, like, as a community, how, fans to the players to, the organizations, they came together because, like I said, that moment affected not just the Bills and not just DeMar. It affected everybody in the NFL. Yeah. So it was good to see that. But yeah, that is, like I said, when stuff like that happen, as scary as it is, that's just, I feel like that's the nature of this gladiator sport. Yeah. And, now watching football now, I have an even more appreciation for what they go out there and do. Just like now we're in, playoff time right now. You got the Bengals and the Bills playing right now, and then you got 49ers and Cowboys, which we'll get into that before we get out of here on which, who we think gonna win that game. But it like I said, we just got to keep in mind and remember that, yes, as fans, we want to see these guys. And also too, now I'm thinking like with fantasy football, when you see, because that, because we as a fan, like, man, why he ain't playing? Yeah. that's just a little baby injury. Now playing fantasy football will be a little bit different. Like, okay, I get it, bro. You know, don't go out there and do too much. Yeah, because you don't want to, hurt yourself more serious.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy how we basically had that whole thing happen with DeMar Hamlin, and then round 1 of the playoffs, Lamar Jackson should put a brace on it and play.
Exactly. Hey, which RG3 came out and talked against that because he ruined his career for going out there and playing on a bad knee.
Yeah.
So I respect Lamar for taking that stand.
I do.
And saying, nah, man, I ain't got to the bag yet. So nobody's getting it. And y'all ain't paid me and y'all not talking about paying me. Yeah. I'm not finna go out there and
put I'm 25 years old.
Yeah, I'm not finna go out there and put my career on the line. But I do agree, if he'd have played in that game, they would have won.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because what's your boy name? I don't know what he be doing.
Oh, yeah.
Huntley?
Huntley.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah. Like, I don't know, 3-yard line, you going to dive over the pile. 3-yard line, you got the ball right in front of everybody. Come on. Stop it.
That was terrible.
But yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, that stuff like that, I'm here, and he wasn't I'm not on the sideline. I'm nowhere to be found. I'm in Baltimore getting my rehab or getting myself ready for this off season I'm about to have. Yeah. So,
and with the DeMar Hamlin, like you said, it wasn't just football impacted. It was sports worldwide.
Yeah.
You seen sports worldwide come together. Like, anything can happen. You can tear your ACL in basketball and completely blow it out like Sean Livingston. He came back, but even then, there was a point where he wasn't supposed to come back.
Yeah, he wasn't the same player.
No, he wasn't
at all. I mean, no explosiveness. No, I mean, of course he had to kind of change his game because of who he was playing with. Which I'm glad he went to the Warriors. I think if he wouldn't have went to the Warriors when he did, I don't think he would have played in the NBA because any other team would have wanted him to be the old, Sean Livingston, and he just wasn't that no more.
Give it to him.
Exactly. So also too. Staying, on another story that I noticed that hasn't gotten a lot of media play. Peyton Hillis was down here locally at our beach.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
that happened in Pensacola?
Yeah, it was at Pensacola.
It did?
It was in Pensacola.
Wow.
Yeah, so for anybody that don't know what happened with Peyton Hillis, he saved his children. He had 4 children that they was out there on the beach hanging out like a normal thing. And I guess the waves kind of pulled the kids out too far. So he had to swim out and he saved all 4 of them. But in the midst of doing that, he ended up going to the hospital and he was in critical condition, just like DeMar was. And he's still, they say he's on track to recover, but he's still struggling. Yeah. So I'm thinking when he was out there swimming, it just from him trying to save them, he just wore himself out, exhaustion and kind of maybe called a cramp. I don't know. They never really said what the cause of his, critical condition was, but they just said that's where it happened from. But that was a local thing that happened.
I know that.
Yeah, so a lot of people.
I kept seeing it on my feed all the time.
Yeah, because like I said, and that's what I tell people. People come down here to our part of the country a lot, especially for the beach. Even though people like the beach, man, this time of year it's too cold, but for them it's like, man, I'm from this state. Yeah. It's freezing up. This ain't cold. Yeah. And we ain't gonna be out in the water too long anyway. Or if you're from a cold state, that water, it feels warm to you. So, but I just want to tag on that a little bit. All right, so let's go college football.
Okay.
All right. So Georgia, back-to-back champs. Okay. They thumped TCU.
Yeah.
Which I ain't gonna get into TCU, but with all that being said, Georgia back-to-back champs. Are they the new king or kings of college football? Like, do you see them turning into a monster unlike we've ever seen? I know Alabama has been a monster for a little while, but I feel like Georgia, the way they're doing it is a little bit different.
Is it different?
A little bit.
How is it different?
Because I feel like Alabama was more defensively dominant based. Like, cause
they both are.
But I'm saying like Georgia scoring is much more than what Alabama was doing when they was running. I mean, they had the.
I was gonna say they had
the players, but I'm just saying like you weren't looking at Alabama to beat you offensively.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Georgia, they beat you offensively, but then on defense they dominate you on defense too.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like they're a little bit different.
I feel like it's the same.
Okay.
Kirby Smart took the blueprint from Alabama over to Georgia.
Yep.
And he finally got it to click. He got the right players in, got them in the right position. They running the same defense Alabama runs, pretty much the same offense they running. they don't have the explosive wide receivers like Alabama has had over the last decade.
No, they haven't. Now they tight end and running backs have been elite.
Yeah, they're running back, and that's what Alabama did. Think about they had Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson,
at one time,
Amari Kamara, Alvin Kamara, all these running backs there pretty much on the same time at the same campus.
Yeah.
Georgia's doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, granted, their running backs is not to the same namesake in the
caliber. But they still elite though.
Yeah,
they still top 25 pick in the NFL
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. And you hitting them with 3 or 4 of them. I think they said out of all the running backs at Georgia, I don't think none of them had over 500 yards. That's how much they rotate them in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is crazy.
And
your tight end is your number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah, Bowers. Yeah.
And he's coming back next year. He's coming back next year. Only a sophomore. Or a junior.
And I'm glad you brought it up because the other thing I wanted to piggyback on, bro. Did you see how old? What's his name was?
25 years old.
25. And so I asked my buddy. I was like, "Hey man, how is it possible this man 25 years old still playing?" He said, "Well, if you look at the way the eligibility works in college football is." He came in, he did a red shirt, so that gives you 5 years right there. Mm-hmm. He went to a JUCO
for 2 years.
One
at the JUCO.
And one at the JUCO level, and he didn't lose those 5 years because he went to JUCO, because they're under different regulations.
Yeah.
So that's why he was able to come back to Georgia and then play 4 more years or almost 5 more years and end up being 25 in college football. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, man, I wonder like how many people have done that? And it was like Chris Winkie. Because Chris Winkie was, I think he said 28 years old.
Yeah.
When he was playing Florida State. I didn't remember that. I'm like, I thought Chris Winkie like 25, 26. They said no, he was almost 30 years old.
I don't know if you heard it, but the punter from TCU was 30.
Yeah. And then Miami, we had a punter too, who was like 27, 20, almost 28 years old.
Yeah, it's rare that you see that, but it happens.
Yeah. So do you think that's good for college football, or is that can that be a bad thing for college football? Yeah, to have somebody like that.
I think it could be a battle of both.
Okay.
Depends on what team it is and stuff like that. Like quarterback, who would have known he would have been that good?
Yeah,
that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's has good coaching, great players. All you got to do is just put the ball where it needs to be.
Yeah, that's true. So all right, I got 2 more things for you, then we gonna get out of here. All right, so let's go back to NFL. We just spoke on Lamar Jackson. So what's next for Lamar Jackson? What do you think? What do you think he should do?
The Ravens don't franchise him.
They're going to.
Like I said in the first episode of the season. Pay that man.
Yeah.
Give him. Oh, now you on the team and pay that man.
Listen. I'm not on the board with you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Yeah. Nah. Don't listen to that.
Pay that man.
No, I'm saying yeah to what you said in the first season, first episode of the season that you say pay him. I'm like, yeah, you did say that. Okay. I don't agree with it, but yeah. But go ahead.
Pay that man. And like you just seen, you take Lamar Jackson out of that offense.
Yeah, he does have a huge impact on that team. He is that team offensively for sure.
And he's not asking for nothing crazy. He's asking for what he's owed. He's asking for what everybody else around him is getting.
They haven't really won. True.
Yeah, so you got Josh Allen getting way more money than him.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson just got a contract.
Which I don't think anybody will get that contract ever again.
Colin Murray just got a contract.
Yeah.
And you telling me Lamar Jackson ain't worth it?
He stunk it up this year. Got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I listen, I completely hear him on his case for what everybody else, you got Aaron Rodgers and them, all that money, so I get it. When you talk about where he's at amongst those other players, he's right there.
I think he's ahead of them. Well, ahead of them, he's right behind the 4 that's playing. Well, the 3 that's playing in the AFC, playoffs right now.
Yeah, I definitely would pick him over Dak for sure.
Yeah,
I definitely pick him over Dak, but I'm not picking him over Burrow, Allen, or Mahomes.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He's right.
Those 3 right there.
Those
to
3,
me,
then I think it's Lamar.
Then it's Lamar
for me. That's
he definitely he's definitely top 5 in the NFL. But like I say, it's hard. Them top 3 are so solidified that you can't touch them.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I get where he's coming from when it comes to his money based off of everybody else and what they receive. So all right, last one, and we're gonna get out of here. What's next for TB12, man?
Retirement.
You think so?
His kids.
You think so?
I hope.
You hope so?
I hope. I mean, the season was terrible.
I'm one of the biggest TB fans there is, bro, and I love watching Tom Brady play football and play quarterback in the NFL. Mm-hmm. But I have to agree with you on this, bro. Like after watching that game, because I thought he was gonna have one more hurrah moment, beat Dallas.
I was praying for that one.
Praying for that one more hurrah moment, beat Dallas. I can't stand Dallas fans. Mm-hmm. And when I watched the game, man, he just looked old out there, man. Yeah. He looked old. He threw the ball 66 times.
That's crazy.
And a lot of the passes, he wasn't stepping into them because he really can't, because he don't have the mobility. Mm-hmm. And a lot of his balls were short. The accuracy's off. And I know a lot of it contributes to the offensive line being bad, people being in and out on the offense, not having a run game at all. Because I want to say they averaged less than 76 yards a game rushing the ball. Yeah. So you have no ability to run the ball to even open up for the pass. Mm-hmm. But I just don't want to see him go to another team, man, and like they want him to be God-like again. And he just don't have it in him. Yeah. So it's best for him just to retire. He lost his family over football. Yeah. So I think it's time to just end on a good note. You got all the records, 100,000 yards for passing. Mm-hmm. You got 7 Super Bowls. Nobody's gonna touch that.
I think it's just hard to let go. Like seeing retirement or hearing retirement is just like, dang, I gotta give it up. Yeah. And it's
tough.
It's tough. Yeah. And a lot of people say it's not the game that they retire from; it's the off season trying to prepare themselves to get ready.
The mental prepare.
He didn't do that this year.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I think he was gone out of the spring training. He came and probably worked out like 3 weeks. Yeah. Yeah. He missed the whole off season.
Yeah, he did.
It's important.
Yeah, because I mean, from him retiring to him saying, "Okay, I'm coming back," and then even then, like I said, he wasn't all the way back in because he was trying to make everything work in his personal life, and I think that affected him. And then coming into a season where there's so many unanswered questions of offensive line, best center in the NFL was out. Yeah, he literally didn't come back to the last game they just played. And then, like I said, Godwin was coming back. Him and Evans went on the same page. And then running back, Leonard Fournette won what he was supposed to be. So, I think there were just too many factors against him being able to have a good season. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I appreciate him playing as long as he has, but I'm with you. I think it's time to go ahead and hang it up. So, but all right, man, that's going to wrap this episode up. I want to thank everybody, as always, for watching our episode. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share our content whenever you get a chance. But as always, make sure you do comment down below so we can definitely implement it on our next episodes coming up. But until then, man, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.